Hello traders, and welcome back to today's episode of my YouTube lesson. In today's lesson, I'll be teaching you a very simple scalping strategy you can use in growing a small account. Now, if you're not part of my Telegram channel, I'll leave the link in the description below. Do what to click on the link and join our Telegram channel. And when you look at this chart, you can see the time frame here on the 5 minutes time frame. And when we are talking about scalping, then probably we are talking about 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and lower. So today we are on 5 minutes time frame, and I'll be teaching you a very simple strategy you can use in growing a smaller account through scalping. Alright, so one of the strategies you can consider when scalping is support and resistance. So like I said, scalpers play around 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes and below. And today we are on 5 minutes on pound JPY. So we are going to learn a strategy that you can use to grow a smaller account. And like I said, the first strategy we are going to consider is support and resistance. So why did I say support and resistance? Support and resistance are the core when it comes to trading any assets like stocks, forex, futures, crypto, and so on. So first of all, we consider our support and resistance zone at this point. Now I have another video where I talked about the rules you need to follow when drawing a support and a resistance zone, and one of the rules I talked about is multiple rejections. So when you look at this chart, you can see that we have a multiple rejections on the resistance zone. This is the first rejection here. We have a rejection here, which means that sellers were trying to push price to the upside. Buyers were trying to push price to the upside, and sellers came in. So this is the first rejection. We also have another rejection here. You can see that buyers were trying to push price to the upside and the sellers came in. This is also another rejection, and this is also another rejection. So we consider this zone as a resistance zone. And also I talked about another rule where I said you consider the whole area as a zone and not a line. If we want to draw this as a line, we may not get what we want. So you consider this whole area as a zone and not a line. Now we are done drawing our resistance zone. So aside the support and resistance, we also have other strategies you can use, like the double tops and the double bottom on smaller time frame if you want to grow your account. So the double tops in a downtrend and the double bottoms in an uptrend. Now we are down drawing our support and resistance zone. What else again are we going to look out for? We are going to look out for candlestick pattern. What is the candlestick forming around the resistance zone? The candlestick that is forming around the resistance zone should tell us what price is trying to do, because every candlestick you see here has a meaning. Now when you look at this third to last candlestick here, you can see that buyers were trying to push price to the upside and sellers came in. You can see that buyers tried pushing it up again, and you can see that sellers pushed them down. Then lastly, we had this long wick here and a nose. So this is a standard pin bar with a nose, telling us that the sellers are coming into the market more. The sellers are now more in the market. So immediately I see this, I know that sellers are trying to take charge over the market. So immediately this pin bar closes. You can see how long the wick is. It means that buyers were trying to push price to this point, and yet sellers came in and pushed price down. Okay, so this is a reversal candlestick. A standard pin bar with a nose. This alone is telling me that there is something going on between the buyers and the sellers are trying to overpower the buyers. And also at this point we have a psychological level, which I'll be treating in another video. So this side alone, I have what? I have a candlestick pattern. I also have my resistance zone, and I have it also on a psychological level. So now I have like 3 confluences. This alone is already telling me a lot. So what else will I do? I'll just pick my short position to drop it here. Immediately this candle closes, I just pick my short position to drop it here, and my SL at the wick of this candle or a little above that last candle, which is the pin bar, and my take profit at the nearest support or resistance. So my take profit to be here or somewhere around this area. The reason why I am taking my take profit here is because price, this is also a support zone, this is also a support zone. So price can get to that area and there will be another reaction, or there will be another reversal around that area. Don't forget, we are scalping. We are not swinging, we are scalping. So we take a little profit and we are out. We look for another opportunity. Take a little profit and we are out. We look for another opportunity. But one of the things you should also consider is that when your risk to reward should always be 1:2 or 1:2 and above. So when you look here, our risk to reward is 1:3, almost 1:4, which is a very good risk to reward ratio. Now let's look at the reaction of price after that. You can see what happened. Our take profit has been triggered. This is also another example, but this time we are looking at a support zone. So the first one we talked about the resistance zone, and this time we are looking at a support zone. And why am I considering this as a support zone? I'm considering this as a support zone because of the multiple rejections. You can see the multiple rejections, and also I am treating this as a zone and not a line. These are some of the rules I talked about in my previous video. Now on this zone, I can see this pin bar. You see this pin bar here. So this is a bullish pin bar with no real body or a small body. This is a bullish pin bar with no real body or a small body. So you can see that this is the only bullish pin bar that has come below the zone. You can see the bullish pin bar has gone below all these weeks, telling us that the sellers were trying to push price downwards and the buyers came in with a momentum and pushed price upward. So this is a reversal candlestick. You can see the pin bar here. This is a reversal candlestick telling us that the buyers are trying to take over the market. So immediately I see this with this long wick. Come on, this is already telling us a lot. So immediately this close, I'm going for my long position to drop it here, my SL at the wick of the bullish reversal candlestick or a little below, and my take profit at the nearest resistance or support zone. So this is where my take profit is. And in the other example, I already explained why I'll be taking my profit at this point. So look at the reaction of price after that. Let's see what happened. You can see what happened. You can see nicely our take profit has been triggered at this point, and our risk to reward is 1:3.43. This is a very good risk to reward. This is also another example of a support zone. So you can see, and you already know the reason why I drew this as the support zone, because of the multiple rejections. And this time around, look at what we have here. We have a bullish engulfing candle. So this candle has engulfed this one. You can see how long the body is. It has engulfed this one. This is telling us that price was trying, or sellers were trying to push price to the downside and buyers came in with a momentum. So this candle has engulfed this candle. So the moment I see this, especially after this candle is closed, I am entering my buy. I'm entering my buy immediately, and I'll be taking my profit at the nearest zone because anything can happen. And you know, we are scalping, so we make a little profit, we are out. We make a little profit, we are out of the market. We make a little profit, we are out of the market. So look at this. Our risk to reward is 1:2, almost 1:3, and my stop loss a little below this candle, the bullish candle that has engulfed the bearish candle. Now look at the reaction of price after we have been able to spot our resistance zone. So as you can see, our TP is triggered nicely. Another strategy you can also use in scalping is double bottom and double tops. I've already talked about that, and I've also taught how you can identify a double top and a double bottom. So if you've not watched that video yet, you need to watch it. You will learn a lot out of it. So here we have a double bottom. You can see we have a double bottom here. This is the first leg and this is the second leg. Now after the double bottom has formed, what else did I consider here, or what else do you need to consider? Like I said, we are looking at support and resistance zone with chart pattern. So we have a chart pattern here, and you already know this chart pattern is an engulfing bar. So this candlestick has engulfed the seller's candle. So the bullish candle has engulfed the seller's candle, telling us that the buyers are taking over the market. They are not giving chances to the sellers at all, because sellers are trying to push price downside and the buyers came in and they've taken over the market. So immediately I see this, immediately price has closed above this candle, I am entering. The other strategies I also consider, like current resistance break and so on. A lot of these I also consider, but this is one of the simple things you can consider when scalping to grow a small account. So right after I see this, I am pulling my long position tool. I'll just drop it here, my SL below the zone, my SL somewhere around here below the last candlestick, or some other traders can also bring it below the zone. Then the take profits, because I am going to take my entry right after this candle has closed. That is why I am bringing my SL below the new low here. Okay, then my take profit to the nearest support or resistance zone, and I already explained why I always do that. Now you can see that this is 1:3 risk to reward, a very good risk to reward. To be at the safer side, always make sure that your risk to reward is always 1:2 and above. Now look at the reaction right after that. You can see this is so nice. You can see our TP has been triggered nicely. So these are some of the simple strategies you can use in scalping to grow a smaller account. I hope you are learning something new. If you are learning something new, hit on that thumbs up button. Also hit on the subscribe button and leave a comment in the comment section. This has brought us to the end of today's lesson. I'll see you in another lesson, and peace out.